Hello. Namaskar ji. Today we have some interesting satsang. Actually, this word has, of course, has no translation to any language. It is very well known that ancient teachings consist with a twilight language. And this twilight language can be understood only if you know the code. And this code actually itself is the live knowledge. You know, any knowledge that you have, if you will not be growing, if you will not get a new information, you will stuck eventually and have no direct movement, not at all, as a spiritual growth as well. We're not only supposed to talk with those who actually have knowledge, like spiritual awakening, but those who we believe they don't have it. I met the most vacant people in the places where I never expected to see, and I was in a very difficult situations within the places which supposed to be very, very sacred. I remember my travel to Bali as vividly as ever. You know, when I hear people talking to me about spirituality, and the first question actually which they ask is, were you in Bali? Have you felt what is there? I have a story of what I felt there, you know. Namaskara, Amrik. Welcome. You know, it's very interesting to see what people actually do not understand, and even how people judge others without knowledge. And when person really has a knowledge, then this person stop to judge, because the alive knowledge can come through any person at any time, and this person can be a vessel for your message, and this person might not even remember after giving you this message. One of the most difficult situations that I was in my life was in Bali. When I came there, I was thinking, why so many people actually are here? So what is it so special about this island? Because in Indonesia, you kind of have 256 other islands. So I believe that a lot of marketing is involved. But still. And when I saw their teachers, I was very surprised that most of them do not know what they are doing actually. They cannot find the difference, they cannot feel the difference between light spirits, dark spirits, and those who are coming to receive the energy from their students. Or some of them maybe know and do it on purpose. And when I came to one of the places, it was very interesting that the most clean space, if we can talk about this, I felt on the cemetery there. Because at least there was no dark portals opened on a cemetery. Guys, really? In most of the places where I was, I saw like a lot of teachers open their own places. Imagine that basically portal is like a door to somewhere, and most of them do not know where they are opening the door. That is why the trust that you have in your teacher is very important, because at least you can be under the protection of this teacher. Then I was in Vietnam, and that is too very interesting. because the portals which are open there, they're different too. And from the crazy stories I didn't tell, I forgot, about the ballet, I caught there the dark spirit, and I almost died from it, from the influence that it tried to do over me, because it tried to feed on me. The good thing that kind of I see them, but the bad thing that I still was there 5 days after that, and it was very spooky, because being a food for someone who opened the portal and they do not know. And when I talk to the teachers, like, do you even clean the space after people? And I remember how I came into one meditative spot, and they had the sage to clean people and everything. I was like, oh, so cool. And when I went into the space, and I'm like, who will be cleaning here? Because there was like opened portals so much, and I was like, oh, okay. In Vietnam, the energy of that spot, actually, despite the city, is with a lot of death, actually, and a lot of dark spirits there because of the it's like something people cannot stuck here. So you need to understand that when we die physically, the avatar dies, but soul do not stuck here actually. In a very rare cases, soul stuck, but mostly the thing which is stuck is the memories of other people, and then this is becoming the creature, hungry creature. But the spirits are a little bit different, you know. We will come back to this one. But what is the most important? Whenever you go to the teacher, I'm telling you this because soon a lot of people will start to awaken and they will start some search. Whenever you see what the teacher do, like pay attention, and if the teacher do not do it yourself, at least for yourself, not for the group itself, but it will help to the group as well. So the space after each meditation must be clean, and the spirits which are called to, it is very dangerous not to know with who you have dealing with, because some creatures, some subtle level creatures, when they come, they give the state. They give the state of blissfulness. And then during the meditation, during this state, you feel so good. You feel so aligned. You feel so relaxed. Happy Diwali. And whenever it stops, the next day, you feel hangover. And remember, if you feel hangover after the meditation practice of yesterday or any practice of yesterday, then something went wrong, really wrong. It means that some creatures ate you and you willingly gave your energy to it. On a subtle level, we have the most important thing is the energy, and the most important thing that we have is our attention, because where our attention goes, whole our energy goes too. So when you look at me, you too give me energy, but we work on the equal exchange. For example, this exchange, when you ask me a question and I'm helping you with an answer for some question, this makes us equally. Either we met each other before in the previous life, so if I reply, I give you the answer what you're looking for. Either your light family, either your root energy is in equanimity, in exchange with me, because we had the past before, past lives, or if you do not share like some materialistic stuff too, you will be in debt to me. I'm making an example with me because it is easier, but actually it's with all of the spirits, teachers, with everyone. And for example, you do not give with open heart, then you'll receive karma. If you do not appreciate enough of the help that you're receiving, you will be fucked a bit. Hello, Judy. So it is very important to be in the balanced situation, always balanced with the energy which you're sharing with people. Because otherwise, both of you will face the karma, the karmic lessons, and then you will face the most dangerous thing. Because being in a debt to a light spirit, it's a good thing. Some hangover, some lack of energy, lack of materialistic energy too, lack of money coming to your way as well. But the most difficult part will face if you grudgy and if you're not sharing. And each time when you do like this, so like for example, you practice the practice and do not pray, for example, for the person with who you practice. For example, if you practice something and pray for me, I will receive the energy in enough consistency not to have the debt. Or just your soul will owe me for all eternity. I'm joking. Maybe. Who knows? But actually, I started this satsang for replying for the Rick's question. And the question is actually very interesting. And again, some words cannot be translated. As I started to say that satsang cannot be fully translated to any language because the meaning of this is basically exchange of the energy and receiving the right alignment and synchronicity. So kind of 20 words to try to explain one word which is translated can be understood only through feeling. In your energies, it doesn't matter how much you know actually in the moment. What really matters is how much trust you have to the person to who you look to. For example, you can go to India to any guru and do not trust that guru and not being able to receive the energy that that guru can give you. You can pass the person who is awakened, who has a lot of knowledge, and you will not even know because you're not able to trust the universe around you. I mean that the teachings and the codes to those teachings can be understood in 1 second. If you have a right alignment with yourself and with the person who is telling you this. And we do not tell by the words, we give the codes by our field. And how much you're able to receive, it depends on you, how much trust you have. So, Rick, tell me your questions, the main questions, and I will be replying to them because those which you asked, they are very, very deep, let's just say like this. Very important, one of the most important thing is that some knowledge are coming to your life from different directions. Because when you're aligned, when you're in synchronicity, the time and everything, you will see like numbers everywhere. It means that you are aligned and that you are sent some kind of message. So let's try to talk about a very interesting question about Vijnana. So the word Vijnana and Jnana, it is the type of knowledge. So we can translate this word like as a knowledge, but not ordinary knowledge, but spiritual question. And the more, for example, there is a very interesting book, Bhairava, Vijnana Tantra, and Vijnana means kind of all knowledge, and any Jnana Tantra will be more difficult because real Jnana knowledge is very deep and not all of the teachers are able to give a space for others to receive it. Приветствую. The most difficult part here will be to understand that we light language inside of that book. It doesn't matter how big book is, but as deep that book is. And the more you will go, to understanding of yourself, the more you will be able to understand this book. Because most of the Tantra, it's not about any physical interactions with male and female. It is the interaction of energies, masculine, feminine, yin-yang, Shiva, Shakti. So it's basically the conversation between Shiva and Shakti. But the understanding of the main energy is important because let's just say, I'm not trying to be racist or something, I'm just explaining what is it written in the books. So if you know what is being androgynous mean, so androgyn is a type of being the masculine and feminine in one. So basically Shiva, as a god, he implies, and he is the androgynous god. And being able to read the Twilight language, you will understand that basically the discussion is between the energies of masculine and feminine energies inside of one's body. And when you read, you must read from the perspective of the spirit. Because right side of the body, despite the gender, despite all of those, is the masculine energy. And the left side is a feminine energy. So whenever you start, for example, any physical practice, you may notice that usually right side, and if we are talking in the sense that we are aligned with ourselves, so the masculine part will be more stronger, the feminine part will be more flexible. So the left side. And right side of the head, like right brain and right side of the face, is a feminine one and connected to the left side of the body. And the left side of the head will be connected to the right, to the masculine. It is very important. That is why when we do some breathing technique, we exchange this energy, we making it moving, let's just say like this. Actually, it is nice. Actually, our physical body is the first subtle body. In the understanding of the subtle bodies, we have at least 7. We have much more, but the most important are 7. And our physical body is the first one. On the level of physical body, we have all of the knowledge of what have happened to us through our life. when I look at the person and the physical way how person looks, I can tell a lot about what this person was through. What energies are in this person are in a higher level. For example, Rick, in your case, you are more, like we have 3 main doshas, and the main energy of yours is the wind and the air, like itself. It says that you can, for example, I am making an example, and doesn't mean that it is like this. You can start to read 10 books simultaneously because you are interested in 10 things at the same time. But it means as well that you will not finish none. Because in a moment it is easier for you to start that, to go there, to do this and that, but do not finish. When you finish something very much, it says about your fire energy. This is the pitta inside of you. So main, like I would say 70% in you, there is the vata dosha. I'm sorry. Like 20 pitta and 10 kapha. So when we start to work with the physical body, we start to clean all of those memories from our body. For example, at the age of 5, you received the bad words from your father and you didn't receive enough of hug and love. So now this abstract person have the issues in the right hip joint. So at the age of 20, when person first rented a place for himself or herself, this person paid for apartment for 3 months and lost a job, for example. So after that, this person will have the knee issues. After 25, one person is disconnected from the parents, but living, for example, in a different country for a travel, and the worrying of the mother will go through the right elbow, and the person will have the elbow issues. Our physical body receives all of the subtle issues, let's just say like this. So for example, each bad thought is going towards the person, each good thought goes through the person as well. That's the part. That is why physical exercise is like, let's imagine that we are flash drive. Like, we are the flash drive. So all of those knowledge are written everywhere in our body, in shoulders, in the neck, in the face, in all of the ligaments and everything. So when you practice, you're cleaning yourself. And when you are clean enough from the physical body, you start to feel deeper. You start to feel the subtle bodies and subtle energies. So you start to feel even the main channels, Ida Pingala, masculine and feminine. And when you start to feel them, you start to feel the chakras, and then you start to feel the energy. But it usually happens, for example, very often it happens, let's just say, during kriyas, because basically any kriya practice is a cleansing practice, but most of the people do not ready to receive. Hello. Most of the people do not ready to receive this amount of light. So it's like any kriya, and one of the most dangerous actually is the kundalini practice, because people might not be ready to receive as much light as they are calling inside. So I would say that kundalini yoga is a mechanic awakening of the energy. So through the constant repetition of some movement, you are cleaning your channel. So as an example, this movement, this is the Kriya actually, and this is the one of the Kundalini movement. So this is the mechanic thing. So you do it for 3 minutes. After 3 minutes, you will feel the energy in your arm. You will feel the channel from the middle of the palm through the arm to the shoulder and to the heart. So you will feel a channel like this. The question is that if person is not ready and receives a lot of energy, so this energy kind of boosting the dark pipe. So imagine that you have your pipes dark, with a dark energy, with some trash, with some shit, and then you receive the light. You receive like some cleansing powder, and this start to. So a person usually during the Kundalini practice may scream, may cry, may be angry, and all of those emotions are actually the part of the cleansing process. It's neither good, neither bad, it's just a part of it. That is why it is important to start not from the Kundalini practice, but from the Hatha-yoga practice, because Hatha-yoga helps not to do it for the one practice of the 3 minutes, but with the practice of 1 or 2 months, to receive it, but to already a little bit clean pipes, so you will be able to receive more. Приветствую. The question here is that if you are drawn to some technique, why would that be? And if you drawn to some teacher, why would that be? So there are no such thing as coincidences, and we must ask ourselves, if we do something, why are we attracted to that? That is why, for example, why I always say, it is an answer to one of your questions, why I say that asana is only 20% of the practice. Because practice physically is one thing. Changing the mind and seeing the world in another way is a different thing. On a scientific level, we have some proofs as well that our heart has, I might be mistaken with the name, like special kind of neurons, like in a head, plus minus the same, that makes a decision, like the mind. That is why sometimes we have the decision made by heart, sometimes by mind. More than 40,000 neurons heart has. I would say that's not so literal, right? We have, I'm making an example. So we have 8 lumps of yoga. And why it is important? Because in yoga we have this name. In Qigong you will have another name. But basically it is the same, but from the different perspective. So for example, I'm showing you my arm, but if you do not know that it is an arm, you know that you see only this side, but I have the palm. I have 5 fingers. So basically, when a person says, I saw chakras as the balls of light, this person will be right, because this person will see only one part of what they are. Another person with growth can say that they look like spirals, and they do look like spirals, because they are balls from this side, but if you look like this, it is a spiral which is moving, and it is interesting because it calls chakra because of that, because chakra basically translates as the circle. And again, if you look deeper, it really looks like a flower. For example, root chakra, it has like 2 leaves, and you are able to see those at some level of practice. And what is important here? Yoga is not just physical exercise. Yoga is the way how you live your life. So for example, these 8 limbs of yoga. First step and the second, yama niyama, is the way how you live actually. The way how you talk to others, the way how you talk to yourself, the way how you accept yourself. Like, there are some steps, like ahimsa. And ahimsa, very, very little can be translated and understood in the right way, because ahimsa basically is the, like, can be translated, not being killed and not to kill. Like, do not eat animals, for example. But again, this has a deeper meaning, because it's not just do not eat animals. It means do no harm. And do no harm means not only for the animals, but for yourself too. And you are yourself in other people. So basically, yama and niyama helps you to be more moral person with the understanding of morality. So for example, I will be talking to different people with the different words about the same thing, because I will be talking to them with their amount of knowledge. I cannot talk about quantum physics to the person who is studying on the 1st grade. That is why some of the higher spirits do not come to us to have a conversation, because for them we look like we are in a kindergarten. It's neither good, neither bad, it's just understanding. The more deeper questions you ask, the more deeper you go with your knowledge, the more different things you will start to see and receive. Because the more things you have inside, the more things you will see outside, because you create everything which is outside. Most of the things which are happening to you right now are around you because of the 2 main reasons. First, to awaken you, and usually people can awake in a good situation. This is true. People can awake when they feel themselves great. So for example, after massage, after some spa or something, person can awake after that. Person can awake even if the person is drunk or under some weed or something. And why I'm against all of those. Real yogi, we are getting to those states without anything. And again, this is very interesting point about ayahuasca. I actually always laugh about this, but the main idea, if you really connect to the real spirit of ayahuasca, the first sentence that you will hear from that spirit will be that you can reach this state without me. What a magic! How is that possible that actually the spirit which is supposed to help you to reach some kind of state says that? And for me, that is why I'm kind of against everything, but I'm not giving any advices. I just say so. You will reach the awakeness when you will be ready. That is why most of the people are awakened through some bad things. Because it is easier to awake when you reach some bottom. Hello. So for some people it is taking away the money. For some people it is the death of a very close person. And for some people it will be something which this person appreciates the most. For example, on a spiritual level, the thing which happened with the cryptocurrency, with this cutting off so many money from a lot of people, except probably BlackRock, you know. So in this situation, all of those people had a choice, either to grow, either to go down, especially those who had a lot of money invested. So there are a lot of suicidal people there because they do not have enough of strength And it's very infanty position, I mean very childish, because if you're strong, you face something and you grow. And this is the lesson to you. A lot of lessons come to those who have a lot of I'm trying to put it into words. It's very difficult to still not to be so open when I talk, because it's very dangerous to say everything. But you can feel everything, what I received. This is very deep, actually. So whenever you grow through the bad or good situation, and especially why I'm saying about this is there are a lot of teachers who received the awakening only once, like some kind of an experience, and then whole life are talking about that. And they will be talking only about that, and that is it. So, for example, there are some teachers who teach precisely only one understanding, only one type of yoga, because it worked with them exactly that way. Exactly this leg there, this arm head here, and that worked. So people are giving this exactly exercises and saying that you will awake through it. Actually, it is true. It will work, but not with everyone. And again, there must be an understanding in people. For example, one of the funniest for me is the person who actually opened the Kundalini yoga to the United States. She had never experienced Kundalini awakening. Cool, right? So, how can you actually go to the person who didn't awaken? You will think about this. But even the person who has no awakening but believes in it, and there will be people who believe in her, and there are a lot of people who believe in her, because Kundalini is very, very famous right now. And when people trust to a teacher a lot, they receive awakening even if the teacher didn't. And that is the issue. Actually, I have few students who went to some retreats and received experiences about which teachers didn't know. Teachers gave teachings which will work, but they didn't with them, because it's not their path. And the students received that. And I received the call after that from my students. Wow, I received what you've talked about, but I received a different teacher, and teacher is jealous. And I'm like, teacher is jealous. So what is it teaching you? Because that person first thought was spiritual ego. So this person, after such an experience, will receive, especially if teacher do not know what to say, how to explain, how to calm down this person, teacher plays major role there. And when teacher didn't say anything to him, but felt the jealousy, so the dark energy of what the student didn't awaken him, didn't clean from him, this feeling of being special, this ego. I am the only one who feels it. I'm so cool, I'm incredible. But I can tell to everyone, we are equal. We can receive absolutely everything, but it depends only how open you will be and how much trust you can give to another person. And still, it means that this person will have a long way to go with the ego. And whenever even I see that student receives my teachings, I see this ego still, and I see even in the words that he is saying to me that he still has to heal his ego. But ego is not a bad thing, actually. Ego creates the motive of our actions. So most of the actions that we go to and go with are exactly about this. Being able to go somewhere, to do something, to grow in one way, but the most difficult is to trust. If you trust the teaching, you will receive everything. So basically, we have few stages of the cleaning process. And all of those yama and niyamas in the limbs of yoga, why they're important? Because when you clean, for example, the hunger, it is on the, not the hunger, wrong word. Fasting. So when you do fasting, it is scientifically proved that you become younger because you clean your guts from the dark energies on a subtle level and on a physical level from the bacteria and everything. And one of the steps of yama niyama is to clean yourself, to go to hunger, to fasting, to go to meditation inside of you, not to outside. But what is interesting? So since we have different energies, each of us, each thing will work differently. That is why, for example, the next step after asanas is pranayama, is a breathing technique. I know a lot of people who first felt the energy because they were breathing in the right way. I always make an example with a turtle. For example, turtle breathes 3 to 5 times per minute, and she lives mostly. Like ordinary people breathe from 15 to 20 times per minute, and yogis with the practice 6 to 10 per minute. And of course it depends on a lot of things, but still. There are different types of pranayama, but basically pranayama, it's not ordinary breath. It is a type of breathing technique in which you hold in the breath, in which you breathe in deeply, breathing not so deep, breathe only in the collarbones, for example. And why I'm telling you this, especially for you, Rick, because you will be reading the book which is called Vijnana Bhairava Tantra, and there will be the twilight language there. And one of the sutras there, shlokas, will be, so shloka and sutra, it is a different type of the writing technique. So it's like a poetry. And in those, there will be one of the sentence that the existence happens between breathing in and breathing out, between breathing out and breathing in. So this time when you hold your breath, the kumbhaka itself, you can receive the enlightenment if you do breathing consciously. But again, depends how synchronized you are with the person with who you breathe, what you think, or if you finally able not to have any thought during the breathing technique. And after that, how deep you can go with your energy during the asking questions before. So for example, any energy that you create, any thought that you have right now is what you receive during the meditation, or during even the time when you will be scrolling the TikTok or something. Why is that? Because whenever you ask something, you have the electromagnetic field around your body and you are attracting that exactly to you. That is the most difficult part, that we attract what we think. And the issue is how much you attract it from the past or from the future and what you are right now. So the fifth stage limb of yoga is a pratyahara, is being able to meditate actually. And meditation, most of the people think that meditation is like this. but it is not. We are trying, so on the stage of pratyahara, we are trying to be able to concentrate at least in the world inside of our body. So kind of course, it's not so narrow as I'm explaining right now, but still. So for example, when you close your eyes, where is your physical body ends? Where you can feel it? And you're trying to see your subtle bodies. So the next stages will be dharana, dhyana, and samadhi. So on those stages, for example, we are meditating on the cup on one of the stages, then we're meditating on the dot on that cup, and then in samadhi we go and become everything and nothing simultaneously. And again, understanding and the words is a different thing. So for example, when I say to you, but you don't have an experience, you will receive and understand my words only as words. So for example, I'm saying that I am the carpet, the yoga mat is the same thing. I am the part of the same thing. I am everything. Till the moment you receive the enlightenment, you consider this to be just words. And even if you believe in energy, you will only feel it as the words which is teacher saying. But still, nothing is impossible. Everything is possible. And when you go to the enlightenment, you understand that you are everything. You are in everything. And the tricky part, the most amazing actually part, is exactly with the understanding that you are everything, but you are nothing. You are emptiness. And the world that is around you is part of your meditation. Then you go there and you understand that you're part of the light. You are the light itself. But you cannot totally accept this till you feel it. Whenever I hear some people who experience plus minus same thing, I look at the reaction of people who didn't. And they are usually explaining this to me, like trying to explain what they felt or what they heard someone felt. And when I look at this, I understand that this person who heard about the awakening didn't understand. So till the experience is there, you still cannot accept it. And the most difficult part is to shut down your ego and accept the teacher who you choose to trust. Because you will be able to receive more the more trust is there. But there are some interesting things, for example. Once I had an experience when I was in India. I was there as a translator of yogic teachings from English to Russian group of the students. And I was late for a few days to the training of these guys. And I came when they were singing with the Guru Aum. And I came and I started later, so I did the Aum longer. And I felt how Guru touched my shoulder. And he was 6 meters away from me. And no one was around me because I was far away. And this was basically one of the first my experiences that someone can actually subtly touch you. And you may feel no fear about this actually. That is why tantric teaching is important, because it's not about just having sex. It's about understanding the energies inside of you and awakening the energies in other people. That is why sometimes you feel to some people some kind of attraction that you cannot explain in words, but you are drawn to that person. And you do not know either your conversation is a conversation or you're flirting. And you do not see this border, do not see it. This means that the person with who you talk probably knows and probably plays with you. That is why it is so dangerous knowledge. So real pra-yoga, pra-tantra yoga, isn't taught directly to most of the Western people because of their overuse of this power. And the mantra reading and the mantra is a singing, and mudra is a different positioning of the arms, let's just say. And the most difficult here is to being able to receive from the teacher. Because if teacher is playing with you, then the teacher feeling is the growth of that person. Most of the people do not receive so much. Most of the people do not even able to see the person behind the avatar. I see it a lot, that people see only the avatar. They see the things around and they pay attention to the wrong things. Instead of going inside and trust. The more you trust, the more you receive. Because actually, the more, this is the main idea, the energy itself, the Kundalini energy. Kunda basically is and the Kula, the word Kula, was very popular in India because this big territory before was the part of the different thing. But that will be another conversation. So Kula is the understanding that feminine energy is more important. And I'm not talking about gender, I'm talking about energy. Because feminine energy is not materialistic. Real feminine energy is about real, like the things that you can create in your mind. For example, when you are painter and you see paint already in your head, what you will draw, this is the feminine energy. When you build something, you're building something, you're solving something, everything which is happening there, imagination itself, it's the feminine energy. All of the materialistic stuff, all of the things that you see, you can touch, this is masculine energy. So the more man energy is present as in a bad understanding, let's just say. For example, if men do not appreciate women in any way, this man will lose everything or will be in a very low level of money, of acceptance by the people and everything. Till the moment this person understands that he must accept the feminine energy, must pray to the feminine energy, then this person will have everything. Even more the things that this person is not able to imagine. That's the tricky part. And then I will explain more later. My phone shuts down. The battery is low. So, Rick, I will answer to your other questions next time. Thank you for asking the questions, guys. Thank you for being here today with me. Don't forget to subscribe, put some likes, and see you on other practices tomorrow as well. Have a great time of existence. Thank you. Thank you, Rik. See you tomorrow. And I need to have your questions before my eyes, because I can go with an answering to other questions very far. See you. We are all part of a very deep thing, very big one. But on the lower level than that, some of us connected to bodhisattvas, some of us connected to angels, some of us connected to the stars with the different planetary systems. Some of us connected to all of them. And the tricky part, there is always a tricky part, that when you see a real teacher in front of you, are you really able to see this person? And this person might not always be the teacher. This person may be where you not expect. By the way, some of the channeling really can happen to the person. Like the spirit can just go inside of the body of person who has sleeping soul already, or can be the great channel, just channel, being a channel. Like, so this person in front of you can sit like this. In a second, if you must receive some message, this person can go like this and start to tell you something, and this person will forget what this person will tell to you. Hello, Antonia. I'm finishing already. Come tomorrow. Let's have some discussion. We have some more things to discuss there. My dear people, let's do some more physical practice too. There is no such thing as coincidences, only inevitable, because some knowledge must come to you if you are in a stage of awakening. See you. Deep waters. We walk the path because, for example, for you there are some messages. I have the energy to receive the answers that you're looking for. Not all of the teachers are able to receive the information for precise people, and there is a reason for that. Now, sometimes, as I say, some ordinary people can give you the information if there is no one to help you to receive the information. So, the more you ask, the more you will receive. Even if you didn't know that you will receive this much.